This is a recording of the notes from September 4th, 2020 for Algebra 1A. This is section 01. So these first two problems were given as a warm-up. So I will just go through how we solve these. So we have Mrs. Hernandez boarded her dog at a kennel for 4 days. It's always good to underline important information. As you'll see at the bottom of the page, we have some problem solving steps there. So 4 days, and it costs $18.90 per day. And then she had a coupon for $5 off. So all you need to do for this one is take the 4 days, multiply that by the cost per day, which in this case was $18.90. And then you want to subtract off the $5 that she has a coupon for. And then when you punch this in your calculator, you want to definitely make sure you're following your order of operations. First, multiplying here. So this will give us 75.60. And then we want to take off the $5 still, and that gives us a total of $70.60. So since they're word problems, you want to make sure you always put a label or a dollar sign or something on it when necessary. Second one, the table shows the donations to help purchase a new tree for the school. How much money did the students save in all? So we want to make sure we get a total here. Well, we had 20 students who donated $2.50 each. So you want to multiply those together. And then we had 15 students that donated $3.25 each. So you want to multiply those together. Again, following your order of operations, if you do your 20 times your 250, that gives you $50. And then 15 times 325, that's $48.75. Adding those all together, we get a grand total of $98.75. So 4 steps for problem solving. So you definitely want to read the problem, make sure you understand what they're asking, underline things if necessary, plan your solution. So decide how you're going to approach it and set up any equations that you need. Decide if you're going to be using addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, whatever operation. And then of course we want to solve it. And then the last thing that's very important, you want to make sure that your answer makes sense for what it's asking. So if I'm looking above here and I was talking about boarding my dog at a kennel and I got some crazy number here, like maybe I got like $706. Then you want to go back and think maybe I punched it in my calculator wrong, put my decimal in the wrong place, because $706 is pretty expensive for 4 days at a kennel. So just make sure you are your answers make sense. All right. So some key words here that you're looking for, and these are just a few of them whenever you are solving problems. So some key words that you could look for: plus, in addition to, additionally, extra, they're charging extra, or on top of. So you have a fee on top of another fee, more than, some, altogether, and I could go on, but you get the point. So anything that indicates that you're going to be adding, you're going to be putting two things together. Subtraction, some keywords that we might see there: minus, less than, subtracted from, taken away. For multiplication, you might see things like times, of, so that comes into play with percentages. If you're taking 20% of something, we know we need to multiply. Per, like a rate per hour or, rate per gallon, cost per gallon, multiplied by couldn't figure out what I missed in that word. Okay, so multiplied by product is another indicator. And then lastly, if we're talking about division, divided by, of course, the quotient or a ratio. Anytime they talk about a ratio, then that's going to indicate we are going to divide, because a ratio is just a fraction, and a fraction is really just a division problem. So some examples here. We have Jacob's family drove 1,452 miles on vacation. That's something that I'm going to want to underline because that's important information. If the car's gas mileage is 20 miles per gallon, I'm going to multiply something. How many gallons of gas did they need? And then we also want to know if gas was $3.75 per gallon, how much money did Jacob's family spend on gas during their vacation? So the first thing you want to find out is the number of gallons they're going to need. So find number of gallons. So all you're going to do is take the 1,452 miles that they're driving and divide that by the number of miles they get per gallon, and that's going to give you the number of the number of gallons. So if you divide that, you get 72.6 gallons. So that's one of our answers. And then we want to know how much they're going to spend. So what's it going to cost them? So if we have 72.6 gallons that we need, and we know that the cost per gallon is $3.75, then we're just going to multiply those two things together. And we end up with $272.25 that they're going to spend on gas. Okay, and then this one is you're going to buy your sister a birthday present, and you have $35 to spend. She hinted that she wanted a watch, and Macy's is having a sale for 15% off. So we have $35, we get 15% off, and the watch's regular price was $42.50. Do you have enough money? Well, let's figure it out. What's the discount? What are we allowed to take off? So if the regular price is $42.50 and we get a 15% discount, we need to know what's 15% of $42.50. So that's going to be a multiplication. Don't forget, when you're working with percentages, you always want to change those to decimals. So $42.50 times 15%, then that means it's $6.38 that we get to take off of the regular price. So that's the discount. So then now we just have to do a simple subtraction to find the sale price. So the regular price is $42.50, take off our discount of $6.38, and then we end up with $36.12. Do you have enough money? No. Do not have enough money. You only have $35. Okay, and then here are the practice for this section. So I'll just go through these real quickly. So Emily's family drove 254.6 miles and they used 19 gallons of gas. What's the car's gas mileage? So basically we're looking at what's the miles per gallon. So if we drove 254.6 miles, you're going to divide that by the 19 gallons. And then that's going to give you 13.4 miles per gallon. William is using a 1.75 liter container to fill a 14 liter container of water. About how many times will he need to fill the smaller container? So how many times is he going to have to pour 1.75 liters to make it equal 14 liters? So we're just going to take our 14 and divide it by the 1.75, and it ends up that he'll have to do that 8 times. Fabric costs $5.15 per yard. The musical theater department needs 18 yards of the fabric. How much should they expect to spend? Well, if we have 18 yards and it's $5.15 per yard, we're just going to go ahead and multiply. So it ends up costing $92.70. And then our last problem is $12 enough to buy a half a gallon of milk for $2.30, a bag of apples for $3.99, and 4 cups of yogurt at 79 cents each. So you're just going to add these things up, but remember that you're getting 4 cups of yogurt, so we need 4 times the 79 cents. So we have $2.30 for our milk. We have our apples at $3.99, and then we have 4 cups of yogurt at 79 cents each. So following your order of operations, you want to make sure you multiply this first. So this is $3.16 for our yogurt. And then you can just go ahead and add these up. The total cost ends up being $9.45. So the question is $12 enough money? Yes, it is. We're going to have a little bit left over. Maybe you could buy a candy bar or something. All right. Let me know if you have any questions.